Hi everyone. I've been talking a lot over the last few months about censorship on the internet. It is happening and it's accelerating. Just yesterday, for instance, Caitlin Johnson was banned from Twitter for saying, for actually spreading an article that she'd written that said, listen, John McCain is a warmonger, and when he dies of brain cancer, I'll be happy. That's all she said. Not the nicest thing to say about somebody, but then again, John McCain isn't exactly a nice person. But she was banned for it. She was reinstated about 8 or 10 hours later after a massive outrage on Twitter. No explanation at all from Twitter, obviously. This comes on the back of, obviously, Alex Jones, who was the biggest name which has been silenced, and obviously other organisations such as Telesur English, which were banned on Facebook last week and then mysteriously appeared 2 days later, without explanation. So this is happening over and over and over. It's happening left and right. Doesn't matter what your political view is. If you're anti-establishment, these are the voices that are being silenced, i.e. voices like mine. Trump has been tweeting out today that it's these tech giants are actually silencing right-wing voices. That's not correct. It's all across the spectrum. Now, politicians have been deadly silent on this, both sides of the Atlantic. They've been deadly silent on this. There are not many politicians that are actually talking out about this, whereas a lot of people on the internet are. But there is one politician, thankfully, who is about to tackle this problem, and surprise, surprise, it's Jeremy Corbyn. So we're going to go to The Guardian for this. Guardian say, Corbyn to criticise tech firms' media influence in Edinburgh speech. Jeremy Corbyn will use an appearance at Edinburgh Television Festival to criticise the role of billionaire owners and large internet companies such as Facebook in the British media. Quote, a strong, diverse and independent media is a cornerstone of a healthy democracy and society, Corbyn said on Friday in a preview of the speech next week. I hope to offer some perspectives on the UK media and its role today, discuss how good journalism challenges the powerful and what is holding it back in the digital age of tech firms or tech giants and unaccountable billionaires, he said. The Labour leader has agreed to give the Alternative McTaggart Lecture, one of the major events at the British television industry's annual get-together in the Scottish capital. His speech will be followed by a Q&A session with the actor Maxine Peake, a long-time supporter of Corbyn, who has promised to ask him about, quote, life, policy, culture, and which soap character he most identifies with. Now, I don't watch the soaps. I haven't for ages. There was a guy in EastEnders, I remember in the 80s, Arthur Fowler. I think he would be the guy. Soap character he most. He's the soap character I would say. I mean, leave in your comments which soap character you think Corbyn is most like. Corbyn has been increasingly willing to directly criticise the media. This week, he has decided to confront most of the British newspaper industry head-on, formally complaining to the press regulator IPSO about how 6 national outlets had covered his decision to take part in a wreath-laying ceremony at a Tunisian cemetery where Palestinian activists are buried. This is something I've covered in 2 or 3 videos on my channel. It was an obvious smear campaign, and he should complain. He has generally had a better relationship with broadcasters than newspapers. During the 2017 general election campaign, Corbyn's team focused on using TV news channels to get their message across to the public in a belief that the heavily regulated world of broadcasting meant he would be guaranteed to receive more coverage. And that was a very good choice on his behalf because he almost overcame a 20-point deficit on the Conservative Party in just that 6 or 7 week period where the broadcast news just has to be fair. All of a sudden people started hearing his policies where instead of the smear jobs against him and his policies, they were like, I kind of like what this guy's saying. I think I'm going to vote for that guy. I think, honestly, if he's within 5 points of the Tories when another election is called, I think he's nailed on to be the next Prime Minister, barring a disaster. This article ends, media policy is still within the purview of the party's deputy leader, Tom Watson, who is also the shadow culture secretary. This year he came close to forcing a government to hold a new public inquiry into the activities of the media industry and social media companies. I wouldn't be surprised if they were to get into power. That would be one of the first things they do. Corbyn has talked extensively about opening up the media and how a functioning media that actually challenges the powerful is vital for democracy. This is really good news. This is really good news. Over in America, there are not many politicians who are talking about this, you know, the free speech being quashed on the internet and anti-establishment voices being silenced on the internet. There's not many over here either. It is not surprising to see the one politician who is willing to stand up and say something is the one I most respect, Jeremy Corbyn. I hope this is the start. I really do. Because if he gets into power and he has a majority he can work with, and he can try and oust some of the Blairites in his party, then I really do think that the media in this country just might have a good, swift kick up the ass that they actually need. Watch this space. If you enjoyed this video, please click the bell down there and subscribe so you get a notification of next time I drop a video. Also, I can't do this without your help, so if you can afford it and you enjoy my videos, please support the channel by subscribing to my Patreon. Link is down there. You can do it for as little as $1 a month, and it really does help. If you can't afford it, that's fine. Please share my work and talk to other people about the issues that I bring up. Thanks very much for your support. Until next time, peace and take care.